In continuation of our last video, which we did on the story of Muhammadin, today we will take up the comprehension. Now the first question, why does the khidmatgar want the polo ball? The khidmatgar wanted the polo ball for his little son. How did the little child happen to see the polo ball? Maybe the little child used to visit the officer's house in absence of the master, and he happened to see the polo ball. Describe the child. He was a young child who was all alone, living in the servant quarter along with his father Imam Din. Why is his shirt described as inadequate? His shirt is described as inadequate because it was short and his stomach was easily visible. Why does the child let out a howl on seeing the white man? The child let out a howl on seeing the white man because he was afraid and he feared that the white man, that is the master of his father, would surely scold him. Describe some of the games the child invented for himself. The child was all alone. He had no company, no friend, and that is why he invented various games in order to keep himself busy. He used to make palaces with broken glass, feathers, dust, marigolds, or the stale flowers which were thrown. Why does the narrator describe the garden as neutral ground? Because it was free for the servants and other residents of the quarter. Who destroyed the little edifice in the garden built with marigolds? It was the master, that is the narrator, Rudyard Kipling, who not knowingly, accidentally tumbled on the handiwork of the boy and thus destroyed the little edifice in the garden built with marigolds. Who is the little man? The little man is Muhammadin, the little boy. Who dropped the seashell and why? The seashell was purposely dropped by the narrator, that is Rudyard Kipling. Why? Because he wanted that the boy would surely make use of it and make something new out of it or use it in his new construction. What did the doctor say about the child? The doctor said that the child has no stamina and it will be very difficult for him to recover from the illness that he was suffering. Why was the palace never completed? The palace was never completed because the boy, little Muhammadin, fell ill and it remained uncompleted. Name the illness the child was suffering from. The child was suffering from malaria because The reference has been made which shows that he was slightly suffering from fever and needed quinine. Quinine is the medicine which is prescribed in malaria. State which of the following statements are true and which false. No one wanted the polo ball. So this statement is false because we know that Muhammadin wanted the polo ball. Muhammadin was afraid of the master. True, he was afraid. The waterman defended the child. False. On the other hand, he scolded the child and told him not to destroy the beauty of the garden with his little edifices. The master was sorry that he had destroyed the child's little structure. True, the master was feeling sorry because he accidentally tumbled on the child's little structure. The master did not want him to play in the garden. It's false. The master had no problem if the child played in the garden. The narrator slowed down his horse to wish the child. True, it had become a custom or a routine that whenever the officer returned from his office, he would wait to be greeted by the child. Describe some of the games you have invented or played as a child in 10 sentences. Now, the next exercise suggests use the following words in sentences of your own. Secure. Secure means to procure. He secured good marks. Hurricane. It is a storm or a shout of joy. Hurricane. Singular. Singular means what we call one person. Singular. One thing. As for example, the number. One stands for singular. A table, a chair, a girl, singular. And opposite of singular is plural, which stands for men. Errand. Errand means the things which you do. The boy, he was busy in his errands. Apology. Apology stands for pardon or forgiveness. So, he apologized for his mistake, or an apology was written by him.